What's the reason behind you killing all those guys? There's a limit to revenge.
Well, I guess I haven't reached mine yet.
Boom. Roasted.
What do you call 125 murders in 5 years? Huh?
Work in progress.
Boom. Roasted.
The guilty will be punished.
Hey man, I got the pizza.
The Punisher is never mentioned when discussing early superhero films. Most likely because it was never released theatrically in the United States, and was overshadowed by another comic book movie released in 1989 that was the most successful movie of the year. It eventually got a home video release in 1991, and played non-stop on TBS in the mid-90s. To answer the question, no, this is not the best on-screen version of The Punisher, but it is better than this.
Are you out of your mind?
And this.
What the fuck?
It opens with a long crawl down a sewer with random colorful characters, and a bizarrely disorienting opening credits.
What the hell is going on?
It starts with a RoboCop-style news announcement giving us some exposition about the death of Frank Castle and his family, and the acquittal of the mob boss accused of the crime. It also mentions the Punisher, who has killed 125 people in the past 5 years.
That's not that much, really.
This is America. If a man is innocent, justice prevails.
Are you worried about the Punisher?
Now let me tell you something about this Punisher, whoever he is. If he ever shows up within 1,000 yards of me, he'll find out what the word punished really means.
Ooh. Meanwhile, on a crowded street filled with cameras and reporters, a man who looks exactly like Frank Castle and is riding a motorcycle with knives in his boots that have Punisher skulls on them, casually rides past.
What don't you get about it?
Back at the mob mansion, the goons search the house to make sure it's clear. Nope, he's not in this tiny closet with zero space for any possible human being to actually hide. Castle takes out the goons with ease, showcasing his killing skills. He is presented as a boogeyman-type figure that the criminals are afraid of. Mobsters are to Frank Castle, as horny teenagers are to Michael Myers.
Come on, you guys, party time.
Hey man, I got the pizza. Look, there's somebody there. I got the tight shot. I'm gonna cover. Who's that? Cover this.
Holy shit, the Punisher!
I'm not sure why the Punisher exposes himself here, other than for a badass reveal for the audience.
Come on, God. Answer me. For years I'm asking you why. Why are the innocent dead and the guilty alive?
After he takes out the last of the crime goons, we get a nice tracking shot through the sewers, with an inner monologue of Frank Castle's thoughts.
Great ass!
Culminating with a shot of his ball sack from behind, and the first look at his painted-on beard. He's remembering the death of his family, and that's all the backstory we need for this character. The Punisher's motivations are so instinctual in all of us that we don't need some elaborate origin story. His family was murdered by criminals, So he is going to take revenge on everyone.
Cooking A.
We're then introduced to Frank's old partner, Louis Gossett Jr. as Jake, a curmudgeon who is tired of people getting into his shit.
Anything better to do with your time? It's 2 o'clock in the goddamn morning, for Christ's sake.
And not believing his theory that Frank and the Punisher are one and the same.
I have a message from the mayor. I quote, Frank Castle is dead.
Jake teams up with a partner who believes his Punisher theory.
I was the hooker.
Nice. And they attempt to track him down. Johnny Franco arrives into town to run things for the crime family after the Mansion massacre. Does the media still interview mob bosses when they get off of planes? Or was that just an 80s thing?
Thanks for coming.
Come on, vanish.
We meet Franco's son, and I like that they show them as a normal loving family that jokes and cares about each other.
Good for you!
To this kid, his dad is just a normal guy. Castle's ear to the streets as an alcoholic thespian who likes to speak in rhymes.
The children of the new bosses are now counted among their losses. Pay they will, and all for naught. The children will be sold by the slave trade that they are bought.
Get a job, you bum!
Can you really not grab that bottle, dude?
You drunk fuck.
We finally get our full reveal of Mr. Hulk Hogan Beard in all of his glory.
Brother.
Lundgren brings a great physicality to the role, towering over everyone with his giant frame and head. He is playing the Punisher in a very subdued manner. I actually like what they've done with his costume. He looks and acts like a guy that lives in the sewer.
Fuck you.
Look at the size of that monster. Dressed in black dungy clothes, always in the shadows with smoke and fog surrounding him. Again, better than this. His alcoholic informant's tip leads him to the docks where a shipment of the White Lady is supposed to arrive. The Yakuza show up to steal the powder, and Frank shows up with a crossbow? Not my first choice, but I haven't killed 125 people in 5 years, so what do I know?
Fuck's sake, man, you're amateur.
You're 15 minutes late, you stupid dickhead.
God, I wish I could say this to so many people. Oh, that's why you decided on the crossbow. That's why you're the GOAT. The Yakuza and the Italians have a meeting. The Yakuza kidnap the mob boss's children. Blah blah blah. Yada yada yada, but the Yakuza kidnapping children is a sore point for Frank Castle. So he attacks the Yakuza's wallet, destroying a casino, saying every day the kids are missing is going to cost them money.
Every day the children of God is gonna cost you money. Take that message to your people.
He gets another hot tip from his alcoholic thespian that the kids are being held in a creepy, abandoned carnival. Look at those awesome glasses. But surprise! Hey! It's a Yakuza trap. It does set up another cool action set piece where they are sliding down the slides with Uzis and they use the spinning floor for a fight SC.
I love it.
Castle's eventually captured after getting his ass beat.
Hey, baby.
and taken for some old-fashioned torturing.
And how was it? I hope it was fucking good.
He of course breaks free and the scene ends with this weird moment where he puts one of his captors on the rack and he is wearing red high heels.
I love it.
Thank you for your cooperation.
He breaks into the hideout where the kids are being held hostage, and performs a way too easy escape considering how valuable the kids are. But of course the head mobster's son is being held in a different area.
They took Tammy away! What? Down the corridor!
God damn it!
And when Frank goes back for him they are separated.
Wrong side to the bus, Kathy!
Castle says,
Fuck it!
I'll deal with it later and takes off. A pretty lame bus chase ensues, with Dolph Lundgren doing his best attempt at an Indiana Jones impression.
The fuck?
Except for the part where this guy actually jumps through the windshield of the moving bus.
Are you crazy?
Hey, it's the 80s.
Eventually Castle is arrested. And his old partner Jake comes to pay him a visit. He tries to preach to him about the morality of his killings or some shit, but Castle isn't having it.
Fuck you!
Louis Gossett Jr. gives the movie some much-needed credibility and gravitas.
Why the hell didn't you come to me for help?
He is great in this role, adding depth to a character trying to reason with a broken-down man.
Frank is dead. All right?
And Dolph looks like he's been living in the sewers for 5 years. Hey! I can't imagine what he smells like.
You're fucking shit.
He is broken out of the paddy wagon by Franco's goons. And told to help him get his son back.
I need you, Castle. I'll give you anything you want. I'll do anything you wish.
I will suck your dick. I will suck your fucking dick. I will do it. I'll suck your dick. You can fuck me or get fucked by me. You can watch me fuck something.
Say something.
Fuck you.
Boom. Roasted.
A life for a life. I'm not gonna ask you twice, Castle. Well.
Well, we're waiting.
Okay. Okay, I'll do it. But understand, when this is over, you're dead.
Ooh! Castle, here's some body armor for you.
You don't fucking understand.
Here, just in case.
I get you don't want the body armor, but what about an acid-washed jean jacket with the sleeves rolled up? Once we get into the Yakuza high-rise we get to see Castle really be the Punisher. There are some genuinely cool parts of this final scene. Apparently they really struck each other to add some realism to the fighting. I don't know, I'm not buying it. These moves look pretty choreographed to me. The Punisher does not wear his trademark skull at all during the movie. I feel like it is a missed opportunity, but at the same time I'm not sure it would have worked with what they were trying to do. Don't get me wrong. This movie is pretty cheesy.
Vanish!
Two shooters. Car comes through here. Shooters across from each other, kill each other dead.
But it took itself very seriously, and I don't think a guy living in the sewer with nothing on his mind except murder would take the time to paint a skull on his shirt. The climax involves Lady Tanaka holding a knife to Franco's son's throat. There are some cool touches here, like Lotta Tanaka's daughter and protector being mute. She gets a pretty good fight with Castle, which ends exactly how you would expect when you are going up against a 6 foot 5-inch hoss that is well versed in all forms of killing. This movie has no problem killing women, or putting children right in the middle of some extreme violence.
What do you want?
On your knees.
I will suck your fucking dick.
Like watching your dad be forced to put a gun in his mouth to off himself.
Part of your education, you watch.
And, eventually being killed at the hands of the Punisher right in front of you.
I hate your guts!
This guy should have enlisted the help of the one-armed man to kill Castle.
How dare you!
This movie is an underrated gem. Yes, it is cheesy as hell.
Fuck you!
But it's also entertaining as hell. I would have loved to see them make a series of these with Dolph in the early 90s.
I still talk to God sometimes. I ask him if what I'm doing is right or wrong. I'm still waiting for an answer. And until I get one, I'll be out here.
Butt cheeks?
Waiting.
Enough.
Watching. The guilty will be punished.
Hey man, I got the pizza.